Hi, and welcome to your new moon in Pisces intuitive tarot and astrology reading for your rising sign. All information to work with me one-on-one is below. My website, payment options, Patreon, which will give email notifications for all the videos, including the extended. If you subscribe, you get the extended video to the sign that you choose, and then more to come. But welcome to your intuitive tarot for your rising sign. You can look at your sun and your moon, but I definitely favor the rising for sure. So yeah, just take a look at whatever it is for you. We're going to start with Aries. You can check the timestamps below. Before though, that's funny, we're going to actually keep this card out for Aries. I didn't mean to start shuffling, it's just a habit. Before we get started, the new moon, so the moon metaphysics. We're going to get into the metaphysics before we go into the card reading. So the moon, as we know, rules, every time I'm going to remind you of this, it rules the chest, the breast, the stomach. So the very vulnerable, open parts, open front-sided parts of us, the conscious parts of us, which is the front, obviously. And then we have Pisces, which is the feet. And then Pisces is ruled traditionally by Jupiter, but also by Neptune. Aries will be going into Neptune, and there might be some kind of energy around Aries right now with that already. So I'm going to use that card for Aries. But anyway, what is it that you are facing in a very vulnerable way? That's how this is showing up right now. It could be a few other things, but the main point or feeling, vibe, frequency of this new moon is going to be what it is that you're front facing vulnerably, and how that has to do with how you're moving through your life, not just forward, but through it. Like, how are you moving forward? Is it always a struggle? Is it always look like this? Is it always a certain way? Is there a way to adapt to another flow? That's the water. That may have to do with some healing. Stomach. What do you need to stomach? The breast, the chest. What is it that protects the heart? What do you maybe need to strengthen, nurture about yourself right now? The moon is always nurturing, caring for yourself. So how are you caring for yourself to move forward is also an easy, simple way of asking yourself. So those are different ways, different questions, forms of contemplation for this new moon. If you'd like to take it a little bit further into your reading, you can. And just like the overall energy metaphysically with the body, there's a lot more going on, but that is the overall metaphysics. So anyway, let's move forward. Aries, this is your 12th house. So the new moon is happening in your 12th house. It's your hidden life. It is your dreams. And having Pisces in the 12th house is its natural placement. Pisces rules the 12th house. Your dreams may be very strong right now. And even your daydreams. This isn't just for sleeping. This is also for conscious, awake daydreaming. Let yourself daydream. Maybe even make time to daydream. If you're feeling like you need a 5-minute break or whatever that is, or if you're looking at something or watching something, but all of a sudden you're taken to a daydream or listening to something, let yourself go there. If it is your literal dreams, write about it. This is also Virgo. Write about it. Write what you're experiencing. That means it's intestines. Neptune is also the feet. So where is it maybe stuck in your mind that you're moving forward? What are you maybe digesting mentally and need some space for, need a step back? This is also like being able to witness yourself moving through this time, what's moving through you at this time. And there are parts of you that are possibly that feel stuck in your life, and they will be revealed to you in times of maybe stillness, or when you're taking a moment to receive, take space, meditate. Right, meditate. Whatever your form of meditation is during this new moon, I mean, I'd say like always, but during this new moon, it would be really important to get in touch with that side of yourself. Neptune's moving into your sign very soon. And so that could be that this is a practice of visualizing. Maybe your version of meditation is visualizing your dreams or visualizing your next step, visualizing next week, this week, how you'd like it to go, starting wherever you are. That's also what this card is like wherever you're stuck could also be not accepting where you are, because you can only change or move forward when you actually accept where you are. It's like the basis of any like AA even, just saying. And that may be the first step you get to, and what reveals itself to you, like how to do that, what that feels like, because it's very obscure. It's not always, it's one of the things that I'd like a simple step for, but everyone's is different. So Aries, if you can, slow down, or else you'll maybe even be forced to slow down during this new moon. Okay, Taurus, this is your 11th house. Cards already fallen out. Oh, okay. Things might have been going slow, and we're going to get another card for this, though. Things may have been going slow in the areas of, community and good fortune. Actually, it's during this cycle, especially right now, as we move into eclipse season in Pisces and Virgo, this area of your life has been slow. You feel fortunate in many ways, and it's been a long, drawn-out process of maybe finding your community, and maybe that process is over, or you're seeing what it is that you're finally, not even just seeing what it was that wasn't clicking, but you're even seeing the clicking. You're seeing really clearly why, or you're receiving a message as to why, or some kind of relief or answer to the length and the longevity of this process. Do we need that many cards? Sorry, it's too many cards. One card popped out, just making sure. Yeah, so the World. This is ending that cycle of whether your fault or not, just not being able to have like a specific friend or community. Not even friend, it's not a friend group, but it's a community of people. Whether it's work or an outside of work community, you find that the bad luck or the karma, whatever it is that you've experienced, or healing, is finally coming to an end, and you can start a new chapter in that area of your life. This also has to do, for some of you, very specifically about love. This chapter may also change, but it's also in both areas, whether it's with a bigger group of people, with, extended family, with a loved one or a partner. This is about knowing what you're willing to accept. So what's also coming to an end is accepting this kind of behavior. The Page of Pentacles, where they say one thing and then they don't do another. And you may see that show up and have to really address that at this time in order to close that cycle and leave it behind. Yeah, you may have, or a full circle moment even. For some of you, you may have a really lovely full circle moment where you're like, okay, I see this moving forward now. Good. Very clear, simple message, initiation. Okay, Gemini, 10th house, career, your public role. This Pisces new moon have in store for you. Ooh. The Sun and the King of Wands. A couple things. Facing your inner child with the kind of structure and discipline that it needs is love. 1. 2, giving structure to being seen in any way, shape, or form. If you found it hard, it may relate to a over domineering figure in your life, and if you expose yourself to that and allow yourself to be exposed to this person, or to see the truth revealed, or whatever is attached to this part of your life, it will help you see where you need to take a stance in your career or in your role. This is now a time for you to shine. This is time for you to bring your authority to the table. But you'll also see how authentic it is, whether or not it's coming from a healed version of your inner child or not. This is also maybe a time where you take on expressing your creativity more, expressing yourself, being very commanding space. This is time for you to command space, and it becomes very obvious and very clear to you, and it brings you a lot of power, recognition, and even healing for that inner child, for that dynamic that you had in your life, no matter when it was or who it was with. And I'd say this is it's bright. It's a bright new moon for you, even though it's a new moon and it's dark and a shadow. It's a bright one for you, Gemini, okay? It's time for you to heal and expose yourself in those ways. Just be careful of how you choose your words. Okay. Cancer. This is your 9th house. This is the way you think, astrology, spirituality, religion. This is you. Interesting. You're seeing this new moon is revealing to you maybe the shadows, or someone, even a Gemini or a Capricorn, may be involved, where it's exposing to you some truths about you've been maybe controlled over. Could have to do with your relationship to a father figure for some of you. This could be needing to face a message that comes out. This is also could be a change in the way you think about control, the way you think about what you're controlled by, whatever your vices are, if you have vices, or, I'd say we're all pretty addicted to technology for the most part, minus those people in the world who are not. But you're noticing not only your struggle, your relationship to whatever struggle you have, but how you think about it too, right? Whether you accept it or not, the relationship between the pressure, the control, the inner critic, in a way, not giving yourself space. So this is a connection, perhaps redefining this connection to a spirituality, to a devotional place, not just I'm disciplined to this, but this is devotional because it means something greater for my spirit. It's very much this is so interesting. It's very much like yoga or Buddhism, of a deep, and we talked about non-attachment with you a lot, but Mars is in your sign, and I think that's where this is coming from. Ultimately pushing your beliefs beyond, but sometimes you have to sacrifice or be disciplined or devoted and give energy to doing something so often that you detach from something else, or allowing your mind to not be attached to whatever comes out. You've practiced that enough where you notice that this could be something that happens right before something really good happens, but you need to be exposed to yourself in a way where you can detach from any of the communication that comes out about you, whether it's to yourself or from other people, and how that changes your viewpoint. Very interesting weekend. Be open to conversations, Cancer, because I think that too many cards, Leo, but conversations this weekend during this new moon process could be really interesting, eye-opening, and intriguing for you. So stay open, Cancer, okay? All right, Leo, you next. Still strengthening my throat. I don't want to get that raspy throat on you that I can keep talking but I'm not gonna. All right, Leo. 8th house, deep healing, sexual desires, other people's resources, even employees if you have them. What do we have in store? Few cards. It's okay. We have Pisces. We have grief. We have deep healing in the mind. Yeah, deep healing. Deep healing. Deep healing of a lot. This may be a moment where you are, it may not end on this at this time, but it's this beginning to an end of an energy that has long held your attention, something that you've maybe been attached to about maybe money, holding on to, that something that you unfortunately is out of your control, but it stopped you maybe from moving on in your life. And now you're taking a look at this, because this can happen. Yes, the energy may linger, but your initial feeling in that bigger change on the forefront and the conscious side of it can really shift in the matter of moments or days. And this could have been about a Taurus, and you see it under the darkness of the moon, bringing you to a place where you have to see it and own up to yourself. And this could be connected to a time when you were a child. It could be connected to your inner child, or your ability to voice and express yourself. Whatever has been long held in your mind, and feelings that you've been maybe going back to over and over again about money, holding on to that, or holding on to not expressing yourself openly enough, and you're finally getting to the bottom, or this deeper healing psychologically, and how that's affected your attachments to your desires, and how that relates to your inner child, or your innate Leoness, your innate authentic self, and what you're here to express. We're here to feel, explore. It opens your heart. You're able to speak more from that place. And I think it's a really interesting place for you to be. So if up to the new moon you feel like you need to pull back a little and create that sacred space, it might be a great time to, because the depth of the acknowledgement is more important than the time that you spend on this. And I think that is for most healing. It depends on the healing, but when you finally get there, where you're like, okay, like I really want to allow myself to understand, or find some closure. Some of you are finding closure as well. And it's something that has maybe held back expression in general of creativity, of love, of desire. So there is a bigger freedom on the other side of this, which may come with some kind of emotional release. Leo, this will be a powerful new moon, to say the least, for you, and for the abundance to also come in, even in terms of energy. Virgo, 7th house. Commitments, partnerships, one-on-one relationships, intimate relationships, even clients if you have them. What is this Pisces time, and then your time, the Virgo eclipse? The eclipse. But for the new moon so far, what do we got for Virgo? The Fool. We have the Fool. It's time to be brave. Have the conversation, share your feelings, take the risk, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, all of them if you need to. This is the time to invest your energy and have courage for what's ahead. Regardless, it's putting your heart first, putting your instincts first. That could be really difficult for you at times, but at this time in your partnership, it's time to do that. To be really, and sometimes taking the risk is being really honest with yourself about how you feel in the relationship, and being willing to have those really hard conversations. And it's probably maybe been sitting in your head for a while, and it's time to express it. And it's a good time to. So it doesn't mean that like just because you express it, it's going to be like, if it's been hard to do and have those kinds of conversations, it's time to be open to maybe the energy shifting and not having assumptions, or in Kabbalah they like to call it evil eye, where you assume because you have such a disposition about a person, and you assume their character in a situation you've been in with them before, but you're more open and unassuming that you never know if they can change. So this is about you also approaching things possibly with a little bit more play, with a little more adventure, with a little less control, perhaps. And no matter what you do, it's really important to be confident with your choice. And that you feel confident. You want to feel confident. If you don't just like decide on a whim. Be very careful with deciding on a whim versus taking a risk. They're not the same thing. Okay, Virgo? All right, Libra. 6th house. Work, health, pets, perhaps. Smoke it if you got it. I'm gonna end up coughing. Shit. All right. A couple cards came out. 8 of Wands and Judgment. What an interesting new moon. There's no theme here. And that's what the fuck I love about it. Gorgeous. Quite the cough, so I had to edit that out. So quickly, you'll discover or come into the exact moment or time or message that you need to experience, where you have that, you feel the shift, you're in the shift, but it's like that pivotal moment in the shift. So the pivotal moment in this month where you need to now focus, whether it be on your health or your work, or how your work influences your health and vice versa, and take care of it really quickly. Don't wait for another sign. I'm not one of those people like, this is, if you clicked on this is your sign. No, you're gonna get the sign you need. I'm just one of the possible signs, messengers. But it's time to make, or if it's you needing to make a call about something, it's time to make that call. But I'm being really focused on this, which reminds me of the medical field. So if you need to get something checked on at this time, Libra, it's time to do so. Or it's that whatever this sign is, it's going to help the healing process for you and your voice, and how you are also going to have possibly a message for someone else, or be a message to somebody else. Okay, it's like I'm not even Libra rising, but okay, Scorpio. 5th house, creativity, romance, children, this kind of energy is the Hanged Man in reverse. I like to meditate on the floor. The Hanged Man in the reverse. Anywhere that you have felt excuse me, anywhere that you have felt stuck, or like things haven't been moving, you're going to maybe have a floodgate open. Things are going to start opening. You're going to be able to integrate and actually move forward in a very physical way. Any ideas, you're able to move on them. What a great card for the 5th house, new moon. You may even have a resurgence in an idea you've already had, and now it's just time to actually move on it. Although I would also say, because we have another quick card at the bottom, 8 of Wands, is that you will begin to quickly create this, but also make sure you're taking time to rest your mind, so that at times when you just want to finish something, even though pushing through is at times really important, but Pisces always tells us it's, to pull back, to receive. So if you need to take a step back, give yourself a break, work. I really like this thing where you work 20 minutes, rest for 5. right? If you're writing, especially if you're writing, doing anything with your hands, right? This is a shift in the nervous system, a shift in your life, and even a release. You could have an emotional release at this time that is really helpful for how you're moving forward in life and through this Pisces new moon. And yeah, alignment. Okay, Scorpio, that was a good one. Love that. Sagittarius, 4th house, foundations in all the ways, caregivers, your home, parental figures. That's a lot of cards. We're going to put them back in. Sagittarius, 4th house. All right. Queen of Pentacles, your worth, your energy, your values, what you spend time thinking about, what you spend time thinking, feeling, obsessing if you obsess, or whatever it is. That's what's taking your attention. That's what's taking your energy. That's what you're investing in, positive or negative, becomes very clear to you. And your worth becomes clear to you. You may have a moment on that day where you see your worth through another. We also have a Taurus here, or someone you admire, someone who, if you really look at their life, was slowly came into themselves over time, perhaps. Either way, there's just this click that happens. There's this just a moment of integration, a moment of feeling so worthy that you want to keep it going. You also see the kind of time and energy that you put into yourself and you put into this version of you, and how important it is to keep that going. Maybe you do a ritual or something to give back to your higher power, to your ancestors. This is a solid foundation, and this is a great way. If this feels more like your new year, I think any day can become a new year if you like it. I'm not someone who I like a theme. I like a moment in time, but if your new year and your moment in time is right now, then you might as well, because the foundation you're creating is a lot stronger. It's more secure. Maybe it also is to do with a parental figure, and maybe that relationship has been very slow to come into its moment, and now it's time, and there's less painful attachment, and you're starting to see very clearly the healing and how that affects your worth, making money, your confidence too. That's all very important and involved with one another. And I think you're liking what you're seeing, Sag. Okay? Capricorn, 3rd house, community, siblings, your day-to-day ritual, like how you move throughout your day. You might want to switch that up, or being asked to switch that up. Sun in reversed. You may need time this week to turn this into this. It's time to play. It's time to play. It's time to play, because that's actually what's going to help the healing and help you. That's why I'm using this voice. Help you walk away from any emotions that you seem way too attached to. That's what's going to give your confidence back. It's time to go do something where you can experience a full body fun, joy. Because you're going to see where you've maybe been taking it away from yourself at times. It's going to be very much communicated to you. You might have to have a hard discussion with a family member, a sibling, someone, a friend that you're close to, about maybe you're exposing something about yourself. Maybe that helps the attachment, where you finally open up. Maybe you've been really closed off in that way. And also, maybe every day, instead of, thinking of self-care as meditating, yours is finding joy in the day. Like, what's going to make you super happy today? Maybe you make coffee at home all the time, or whatever your drink is, or your morning routine, and you switch up your morning routine and you decide to wake up differently and do something a little different. Even if it's just for the day, just to bring a different kind of energy into your life. So if you're going to be disciplined and you want to work on something right now, Capricorn, joy. Work on your heart. Let your heart heal. Let Pisces kind of hold you a little bit. Let go of that control a little and focus it on something that will also give you energy back. Aquarius, second house, Four of Cups. It was just your season. A lot was getting ready for this season and changing. May have brought some doubt. Sorry. I don't know what happened. I may have brought some doubt or something. Someone, maybe you feel like you're in it, or you've been in whatever you've been doing, career, work, creatively, for so long that you're like, you know, those times you feel like lost in the creation. Like, what am I even doing? Where am I even going with this? You know, Aquarius, weirdly enough, what I'm going to say is like, what if you just let yourself be there? You put it down for like a good day or two, and you really just let yourself, you're going to say, you know what, I'm not even going to pressure myself to do it. I'm going to do it later. I'm going to do it later. Put it on the list anyway. No, just take it off the list. Maybe you just go do it, right? But let it happen naturally. Let yourself feel through this moment, because what's being presented to you is way better. And I think you're really understanding how your doubt has connection to your past and how it has connection to different versions and situations of the same relationships over and over again. And now you're recognizing where it is and how that's attached to your worth and how that affects your skills or your learning, your ability to continue to learn and mature those skills or deepen those skills. And most importantly, when you come to the end of it, don't doubt yourself. If you're finding doubt within yourself, you might be lingering too much somewhere. Maybe you are looking down too much, and it really is simply time to look up and like open your chest a little, open your heart, and let yourself see the world in a different way. Let go. You may have to let go a little. Change your perspective, find a new scenery. Do something. If you've been stuck in the same routine for a while, I would say switch it up. Face the doubt though. Don't be afraid of it. It's a great time to really heal and, you know, like I said in the beginning, front face it. All right. Pisces, happy birthday. Happy new moon in your sign. First house. Woohoo! Best card of the night, of the day, of the moment. 9 of Pentacles. Life is changing for you regardless. So what I'm going to say to you is, even if it's just for a few nights, let yourself bask in who you are now, who you see yourself becoming, how those people are the same and different, how much you love both, every version of you, even though you feel like you've been the same person, and maybe you have. But like, bask in also the growth, the commitment, the identity change, the confidence, what you've desired, how it's been brought to life, and how this has helped you overcome a lot of being stuck in your own mind, being caught in your own, like locked in your own room. I don't think that's a saying, but you have a moment of just like love, appreciation from maybe loved ones, from people close to you. Maybe it really is a deep reflection with yourself, but regardless, like the more you're confident you are, the more that you are going to attract even more right now. So if you can, even just in this shadowy mystery, like maybe you like really like it here and you just feel good, and you know, you have reasons to feel bad, of course, and maybe some shit going on, but if you can just be in this feeling and this vibe regardless of what's happening, you feel good, you look good, you're doing all the things to take care of yourself. If you don't do all of those things during this week, it'll be powerful even just to restart or start deciding to do that will be powerful and heal any of the times that you weren't, and it's like coming clean with yourself. Like, you are confident, you are funny, you got, you know, shit going on, you attract so much. This new moon is having you see, feel, and appreciate the abundance in your life presently. Okay. And that is it for